To the June 8th Fincom meeting. Hopefully this will be our last Zoom meeting with any luck. Welcome everyone. Tonight we'll be doing a financial update with Cheryl, year-end transfers, reorganization of the board, my favorite item for the evening. Finance director interview member. We need to appoint a member to sit on the interview panel to replace Cheryl. Sad face. Do public input, member update, minutes, and then we will adjourn. We'll begin. Cheryl, I know you sent out a financial update. Everybody should have had a copy of that. But in the last 2 or 3 days, we've come up with a number of amendments to the agenda for town meeting. It came about with union negotiations, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have that on the agenda, but I assume we can take that up. Am I correct?
If you just want an update, we can provide an update. You're not taking a vote on anything.
I'm sorry?
You cannot take, I think, yes, we can give you an update. You're not taking a vote on anything, so even though it's
No, I'm talking about voting.
on the collective bargaining.
On the amendments that for, especially for the budget, because collective bargaining agreements coming in change the budget totally.
Yeah, sure. You have that on the agenda? I don't know.
No,
I
it's
do not
not.
because this didn't happen until after we set the agenda. So.
I think they're gonna have to vote on it before town meeting.
All right, I've already posted for 8:45 at town meeting, so I guess if that's the case, then that's what we'll have to do. All right, everybody be prompt at town meeting so that we can do that. And read the amendments, you've got copies. Okay, Cheryl, anything financially other than that we need to talk about before you go into the year-end transfers?
No, I was just gonna turn it over to Sean, who's now your interim finance director, and let him say a few words on the financial update if he so choose.
Yeah, sure. Since Cheryl taught me everything, we should be in good hands. So just wanted to touch on a few highlights that are really noteworthy, and some of them we went over with the bond rating call we had last week. But in terms of our overall budget, we're close to around 80% expended, which is really good as of the end of May. So we're in a great spot there on the expense side. Revenues at the end of May were 100% of budget. So anything after that's a plus and will help with our year-end free cash balances. On top of that, we had a call last week with S&P to go over the finances of the town in respect to the issuance that we're taking on for some of the water and sewer authorizations, sewer for design services, water for some of the infrastructure projects, including things like the Cedar Hill water tank. And we felt really good after that call. So we're awaiting the final report from S&P, but by all indications, we expect to be reaffirmed at AAA. Other than that, the one other big thing that we just put in for was the ARPA fundings. There's going to be 2 sets of distributions or disbursements from the state through the federal government for Littleton, and we expect to get a little bit north of $1 million. So waiting to see that and work on planning how best to use those funds.
Good. Thank you. Any comment from members?
You're walking into a
Thanks,
new
Sean.
job, a pretty good
Yeah.
position to walk into, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, Alan, if I may, through the chair, is this when do we have to use the numbers by, or the money by from that fund?
I
Is there a
think
time limit?
I thought it was like a 4-year window. Cheryl or Anthony, chime in if I'm off base on that.
That's correct.
That's
Wow,
correct.
that's fantastic. That's fantastic then.
Okay, thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
Year-end transfers.
Do you want me to share the screen, or does everyone have the memo, or how would you like to do that, Alan?
Why don't you share the screen with us if you would?
Sure.
Thank you.
Can everyone see that okay?
It has, yeah, there it is.
Popped up, yep.
All right. So, as you know, typical every year, there are always some year-end transfers that we have to do that is allowable under Massachusetts general law. Within the last 2 months of the fiscal year, you can transfer any appropriation to another appropriation by vote of the select board and the finance committee. This year we have $205,300 in transfers. Do you want me to go line by line, Alan, or do you want me to just take any questions?
Just take the questions.
Okay. So does anyone have any questions on the transfers that are laid out in the memo?
I don't have any questions on the specific items. I mean, just kind of a general question, I guess. So the process here seems to be that if we're under someplace, if you're underfunded, then you need to find some place to take it from, and then you find some places you can take it. But there's other places that are already overfunded, if you want to use that term, and that just goes into free cash. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Carol, this isn't setting us up for a higher budget in certain departments next year, is it?
No, I mean, if you kind of look at the explanations, a lot of the explanations are, as you can tell,
One
like
time.
one-time instances, vacancies. And so you have salary savings, but then you're expending some on, training costs and things like that. So, no, I wouldn't say that any of this stuff is setting you up to have higher budgets in future years.
Any other questions? If not, we'll move to, I'm sorry.
That was me. I just said no. Sorry.
Do I have a motion to recommend approval of the year-end transfers?
So moved.
Second it.
I have a motion and a second to approve the year-end transfers. Jerry? Can't hear you.
Muted, Jerry.
Jerry?
Still muted.
I'll take that as a yes. Betsy?
There you go. Now she's there.
Yes.
The
Sorry.
muted is,
Tyler?
Yes.
Greg?
yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Alan is a yes. Year-end transfers are approved.
Wait a minute.
That was easy.
I didn't say yes.
Well, I said Betsy. Oh, you were
Did
too
you?
busy laughing.
That was it. Okay.
That's a yes. You're with
Oh,
us,
yes.
right?
I always want to. The question I always want to ask is, what if we vote no on all this? But anyway,
No comment.
but what if we would?
So
All right.
passes with only one that says no.
That sounds like somebody who's leaving the board,
Does.
Yeah. Okay, now to my favorite article. Reorganization of the board. We have to select a new chairman, a new vice chairman, and the clerk for the coming year. I will entertain motions, nominations for chairman.
Recommend Gary Wilson for chair.
Do I have a second to that nomination?
I second it.
Okay. Any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, we will vote on the nomination of Gary Wilson as chairman next year for the Finance Committee. Jerry,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Tyler,
Sure, yes.
Greg,
Absolutely, yes.
Alan is a yes. Gary,
I guess so.
So good at it.
enthusiastically,
I'm smiling.
Thank you, Gary.
the ayes and the I guess so's have it. So, Gary, welcome. Thank you very much for stepping up.
Thank you. It means a lot, and we'll hopefully next year, somebody gets comfortable, we can just continue rotating people through.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'll take nominations for vice chair.
Nominate Tyler.
Do I have a second?
I will second Tyler.
I have a nomination for Tyler Gray and the second. Jerry,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Alan is a yes. Tyler,
Yes.
we are agreed. Thank you. Congratulations, Tyler.
Thanks.
And now the ever popular clerk.
I'll nominate Tom Burrell. He's our perennial clerk.
He does a fine job at it.
Second.
And he's not here.
He's not here. Just throw him under the bus.
I have a nomination for clerk for Tom Burrell. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
I have a second. Nomination and a second for Tom Burrell as clerk. Jerry,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
Alan is a yes. Congratulations, Tom, wherever you are. All right, good. That's super. We need to pick a member from the board to sit on the finance director interview team. Anyone interested in doing that?
I think Gary,
Alan, Alan,
would
I
be
would-
real good at it.
yeah, I would do it. I wasn't on the one that took Cheryl, so I feel redeemed if I could get on this one, and hopefully get someone as good as we have now. But yeah, I'm comfortable doing it
Okay, good.
if nobody else is interested.
All right, we nominate Gary Wilson to be our member on the finance director search committee. Jerry,
I'll second that.
thank you. Jerry? Betsy?
Jerry's muted, yes.
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
Greg?
Yes.
Gary? Is a
Yes.
yes. Alan's a yes, so that's done.
And Alan, we don't
Yes.
need to vote it tonight, but we also need someone to replace me on CPC.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave Gary, let
Okay.
Gary bring
All
that
right.
up.
Got it.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll do all the others
Okay.
as his first duties. Public input, do we have any public? Hearing none, member
There's none.
update. Jerry,
No.
Betsy,
No.
thank you very much for your service, Betsy. We'll miss your face.
Been a pleasure. We love
Tyler?
you. Great team.
No real updates, although I guess I do have kind of something to ask or follow up. My wife was trying to do something nice for our family and created a conflict for Saturday. So if I'm unable to make it on Saturday, do we have a quorum?
Of course.
As far as I can tell,
Yeah, I
be
think
there.
we do.
I'll be
All
there.
right.
Yeah.
I'll be
I'm
there.
trying to resolve it, but I just found out and I figured I should tell everyone.
Okay, Betsy, you'll be there. Greg, I'll be there. Gary?
Yep, I'll
Jerry?
be there.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no problem, Tyler.
All right. Yeah.
We'll
Thanks.
just-
I'll let you know for sure, Alan or Gary.
We'll just
That's
put
a
a
lot of
mask
money.
on your chair.
It's a lot of money to spend without you.
I know.
Greg, you got anything?
Nope.
Oh, congratulations on being reappointed to the Finance Committee.
Thanks.
Yeah, 3-year term, I heard.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be 3 years, guys. I committed to 1. They gave me 3.
Yeah,
So we'll
it's
see
no
what
more than you
happens.
deserve, you
Yeah,
know.
we'll see what happens next year.
Gary?
It's good you're staying on now with so many other changes, Greg.
Well, and that's the reason I did it, to be transparent here with you leaving, Betsy. And again, I echo what Alan said. We'll certainly miss you on this board. It's been a pleasure to be, and you know, I say this about this board all the time. It's one of the best boards I've served on. And you folks know that I've served on a lot of boards in town here. And the makeup of this board is just fantastic. But missing you, Betsy, and certainly Cheryl leaving us with less than 2 years tenure, you'll be missed as well. And Ipswich is getting a good one.
Thank you so much.
That's for sure. Gary, you still out there?
I am. I'll say the same thing, Betsy. Thank you. You're my wife's favorite on Fincom to watch. Always brings up some good points that we don't think of. And Cheryl, yeah, thank you once again. I think I've learned some valuable finance from you, from the municipal point of view. So I appreciate everything you've done as well.
Thank you, Gary.
I second that, Cheryl. You will certainly be missed. You made a fan out of me. So good luck at your next posting. I'm sure they're very, very lucky folks. As I mentioned earlier on, I have posted us for Saturday. I've also posted us for Sunday in case we get rained out, which the weatherman says might happen now. So in any event, we'll be ready to take on everything else. The amendments, it's 5 articles, Cheryl, that that we have to. Well, no, so how many financial articles? Article 4.
Article 4 and Article 8 and LC, Article 16, Article 25, and then there's 2 other articles you're going to have to revote as well. It's the sewer enterprise and the water enterprise articles. They haven't been amended, but after you initially made your recommendations and we had it printed, they changed. Or before the warrant was printed, but after you made a recommendation. So those are just again, it's minor changes, but you should probably revote those.
Okay, so that's a total of 6 then.
Correct.
All right. So if everybody can be there at least by 8:45, so we can huddle up and do that right before the meeting.
Where do we meet?
I'm sorry?
Mr. Chair, go ahead, Jerry. Sorry.
I just want to know where we were meeting.
Oh, at Alumni Field.
Oh, but I meant specifically for 8:45. Just at the bleachers or?
Yeah, up exactly where you would go to attend the meeting. Up at
Okay.
the bleachers, yes. I'm sorry.
Mr. Chair or outgoing chair, thanks for your service for the last year as chair. You did a fine job in leading this group. I do have to say though, if we get rained out on Saturday, I have a conflict on Sunday. I won't be able to make it. It's my kid's 7th birthday, so that takes priority.
I understand. I still, even then if Gary, Betsy, and Jerry and I make it, we're safe.
Does that mean, Cheryl, you won't show up because you're off the books? If we get a rain out?
Not gonna rain.
Yes.
Not gonna rain.
He has one more duty to perform. That's a town meeting, so. Do you have anything for us, Anthony? I see you sitting there in your home.
I'm cringing at the thought of rain.
Yes, I know. All right,
You guys wanted to
minutes.
have it outdoors. Move it inside.
Glad it wasn't last Saturday. That's all I know.
Oh, yeah, true.
That would have been bad.
Marilyn, are you out there somewhere?
She is, yes. Let me promote her.
Okay, I have two lots of minutes to be approved. The first lot is the meeting of Tuesday, May 4th.
Okay,
That was the meeting where we went through a lot of the articles and talked about them.
okay. Any changes anybody has? I'll take a motion to approve.
Moved.
I have a motion of a second.
Second.
It's moved and seconded to approve the FinCom minutes of May 4th. Jerry,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Gary, and Alan is a yes.
Yes.
Minutes of May 4th are approved. Next, Marilyn.
Yeah, and then I have the minutes that just went out the other day of the May 25th meeting.
Okay. I saw those today. Very good, short and sweet, very nice. Any questions of anybody? I'll take a motion to approve the minutes of May 25th.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
somewhere. It's moved and seconded to approve the FinCom minutes of May 22nd. Jerry,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Alan is a yes, and Gary Wilson. It's approved, May 25th. Thank you very much. Thank you, Marilyn.
You're welcome. I'll see you Saturday morning.
Yes,
Okay,
bring your umbrella.
I will. And in case it's sunny, I will bring my.
Oh, yeah, you can have
Sunscreen.
double use.
Tanning lotion.
Yep, lots of that.
Okay, I'll take a motion to adjourn unless someone else has something they just have to say. Anthony?
Alan? Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to let Anthony kind of discuss a little bit with you the CBAs, which are obviously impacting the articles you'll be voting on that you saw in the amendments that I sent through.
Right, so we're gonna have a number of handouts. Most of them pertain to the budget because we're glad to report that we have tentative agreements with 3 out of the 4 unions, and I expect to have the 4 out of 4 by Saturday morning. So what we negotiated, just to give you an idea on the COLAs, we negotiated 1% for FY22, 1.5% for FY23, and 2% for FY24. Other financial consideration was for each of the unions, we changed, added some educational money incentive for the police department, for the fire department. We gradually rolled in holiday pay, which they currently weren't receiving, that the police are receiving. And we have that scaled up on year 3 to 50%. So I believe it's 20, 35, 50. Right, Cheryl, is it 20, 25, 20, 35, 50? Yeah. For the highway, we increased their stipend on the snow ever so slightly to be in line with the increase that both the fire and fire and highway union. I'm sorry, police and highway union. And each of the package was roughly what we were going for is a goal of 4%. 2.5% is what's factored in for steps anyways. So the other 1.1% was attributed to the COLA of 1% plus the other 0.5% was the increase to stipends. In return, we reduced we capped out vacation at 5 weeks. I wanted it 4, but we were able to get 5. So we knocked off some 6-week and extra added days. We also negotiated on the town's behalf a carryover instead of being able to carry over 5 weeks of vacation, which is a liability to the town. We knocked that down to 3. We also instituted a new sick policy that will allow us to eliminate the short-term and long-term disability going forward, which is roughly about $20,000 a year starting in year 2. And in return, we gave them a sick policy. We gave a sick policy that allows them to accrue their sick time from year to year instead of losing it. And we did allow them to cash out 1/3 of their sick time balance, but a maximum of $5,000. So we also got with language with regards to making sure that we don't have any sick time abusers. So we have the language that covers us there. And we also changed the policy right now is that if you were out sick 4 or under days, you got extra, I believe it was 4 personal days or 3 or 4. 3. There was 3 personal days. I scaled that down because I don't want everybody to assume that you should take 4 sick days, because if not, you're kind of crazy. So I changed that to 0 to 1, you'll get the full days. 1 to 3, you'll get 2 days, and then if you're out more, then you only get a day, and then 0. So hopefully we reduce that sick time, which is not really a problem anyway, but we certainly don't want to have an incentive to use 4 sick days and still get 3 additional personal days. So I think it was less than probably desirable on both sides. I think that certainly the unions would have liked more, especially on the COLA, but considering still the financial questions that we have coming out of COVID, certainly with regards to local receipts, which is really where the most concern I think comes from with the hotel and meals tax. So in addition to motor vehicle excise. So we appreciate the unions working with us and understanding how we needed to go conservative this year. And it was a good team effort, and I'll entertain any questions that you might have.
Good, Anthony. I have one question on the areas where you reduced carryovers from 5 weeks to 3 weeks. Current employees, are they grandfathered?
There were some situations where we did allow a grandfather situation if because they get their vacation on their anniversary. So some of the police, we allowed an extension of 1 year to get underneath that 3, to get to that 3.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Good job. I know you're always glad when that is finished. You get that done.
You just, you certainly said it, Alan. Yeah, we're happy that was done. It was a lot of work and a lot of sessions, and at times it feels like it sucks the life out of you. But it was, we've had a lot of work going on in 6 months since I've been back, getting ready for this town meeting, as well as negotiating the 4 CBAs, and as well as, now rebuilding some of our key positions here in town. So the work will continue, and it's life goes on.
Good,
Hey,
thank you.
Alan, if I could, through the chair, one other question I had, I'm curious on the sick time payout. Is that like a one-time event at retirement or termination of employment, or when's that?
Retirement or, yeah,
Okay.
yes. If it's involuntary termination, then all bets are off.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Any other questions for Anthony? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn this meeting. Jerry,
Yes.
Betsy,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
Gary out there, and Alan, yes.
Yes.
We are adjourned. See everybody on Saturday. Good night.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Good night.